I came across this really cool article from Andy Rutledge. He's a leader in web design, and he does good websites, but I like him. He's an excellent writer. I wanted to read this to you a little bit and go through the test with you in the time we have. We probably won't finish but half the test. He says, too often I notice designers and non-designers alike equating creativity with design. I find this assumption disturbing because it is one of the many fallacies that allow unskilled but creative pretenders to consider themselves capable design professionals when they're nothing of the sort. Creativity is not design. Creativity has nothing to do with design. Creativity is bound by no laws, rules, or strictures, which is perhaps why it's so intoxicating, sometimes to the point of delusion. Design, on the other hand, is based entirely on math, psychology, human perception, and a host of rigid rules and laws that can be broken by only a highly skilled few. Those unfamiliar with these laws and rules and the associated sciences are by no definition designers. Okay, so to illustrate the difference between creativity and design, he's put together a little quiz that references some of the fundamentals of design and not creativity. Those steeped in creativity but not design will be lost, he says, and those competent in design fundamentals will find this stuff to be elementary. So let's take a look and see what he thinks that we need to know as designers. First test question. In the example below, which pattern appears to be man-made and which appears to be organic? Why? Well, of course, this looks more organic because it is random. And nature, or at least human mess, is usually random. Now this has obviously been laid out and measured carefully. True organic in nature usually has rhythm and it has spacing, but it does appear to be a little random to us. Is the energy in this composition horizontal or vertical? Well, I would argue that it's a strong horizontal. I'm not so sure. Some of these matter more than others, and this one I think matters quite a bit. Which of these two compositions evokes visual discomfort and why? And I hope you can see this good enough. If not, I've definitely put the URL to this with this video. This one has the box right up against the text, and that makes me so uncomfortable that right now I just want to put some inline CSS and fix the padding. And if not padding, fix the margin on this. So here we have a nice margin of white between the lettering and the box, and or any image that would be here. Don't bump your images up against your text in web design. Just don't do it. Okay, it says, how else might you imply or evoke discomfort in a composition or layout? Well, if I was really going to bum Mrs. Shackles out on this page, I would make this text go completely across the entire screen of the web page. I would make this paragraph about 1,000 pixels wide, where people would just have to keep reading across on and on and on and on to find the end of the sentence. And then maybe I would use a font like Comic Sans, or something kind of bizarre, or type in all caps. All caps is one of the worst things you can do on the web, so please don't do it. Or if you do, do it like me. If I want to shout something online, I put something in all caps to stress it. But, yeah, don't do it. Okay, reflecting on what you've discovered in the previous two questions, what might you assume about crafting a visually comfortable experience? Why? Well, spacing is an issue, but one thing is so that you can lead the eye through. The eye needs, where is it trying to start here? It's focusing on this box first. And it's having some competition here. These two things are competing. This block to your brain is the same as this block, and you don't have that emphasis. Here, you know where to start. You start reading here, you go down, and then you can glance at the picture. So you have dominance, and this is where your dominance is at. Why is asymmetry generally more advisable than symmetry in page layout? Let me see if we have, okay, this is symmetry. Because see, it's all even. All this is comfortable on this side, it's comfortable on this side, and this is asymmetrical. It is not the same on either side. And again, you want it to be heavier on one side than the other so that the eye knows where to start. Given that you understand about the previous question, what other mechanism might you help to compensate for problems created by symmetry in an informational page layout? You need to have the eye follow where you want the eye to go. And you do that with like bold lettering, dark. Use your darks and lights. If you're a new designer, the simplest thing to do, break it down to black and white in your head. What's dark, what's light? Your eye is going to go to the dark, so punch up those areas that you want the eye to go to first. Decide where part of the page you want people to look at first, what part of the page you want them to look at second, what is the most important. And you should not be deciding dominance by blinking graphics or some weird little animated something another or a colorful picture that has all the same values in it. No, you want to use values and you want to lead the people through the page very purposefully. Describe specific communicative reasons why you would employ sharp corners instead of rounded corners in your design. You know, I'm not too sure. Rounded corners are a fad right now. And they make the page look softer, and everything broken up into boxes look a little bit Mickey Mouse sometimes. And your screen's a box, the browser is a box, everything's a box. So sometimes they say, well, avoid sharp corners, but they do look crisper, cleaner, neater, and more professional on the page. Alright, we'll scroll down to number 9. Describe the communicative differences between these two structures. Again, on B we have symmetry, and A is asymmetrical, which means, you know, it's not balanced. It's a little bit imbalanced, but we want this one, not this one. Over here, where does your eye go first? Right here. And where do you normally start reading? Over here on this side of the page, right over on the left. So it goes left to right in this balance. And B, you don't know where to start at. Alright, I'll make another video of part 2, but let's stop there for now.